Not by you, on YouTube. This better be interesting, because I don't know this website. I've never even heard of it. I'm guessing it's like a real old website, though.
What is going on?
I can't afford streaming anymore.
Thanks, Resub Dynamic.
State Farm has rates that fit your budget.
If you grew up in the mid-2000s and spent a lot of your time on the deeper parts of the internet,
Nah,
there
Stick
is
Figure
a
Death
good
Theater and
chance that
YouTube.
you remember this iconic sound
Not much else.
and visual.
Nope.
Seems like a basic Flash animation,
Thanks, Gift Sub
but
Banks.
quite a number of people were talking about it at the time, and there's a chance you were one of those people who clicked on this, wondering what all the fuss was about. Why does something so useless
I had never
exist?
saw this in
And
my
then
life.
It hits you like a train. Now there are more windows popping up displaying the same animation, and it's much louder. And you can't press the little X on your browser because the windows are moving all over the place. And when you do catch one, the windows just multiply. You try using
This seems like a cool
Alt F4
site,
and
though.
Control Q, but that doesn't shut down your browser. It just creates even more of these windows. Before you know it, there are dozens, if not hundreds of browsers just
Wait, this is
bouncing around
awesome.
your screen. It's too loud to even concentrate. No hotkeys or buttons work anymore. Your computer is using
Thanks,
so
Resub
many
Ashlyn.
resources, it can barely operate at a functional speed. But you didn't know any better. A YouTube comment told you about this, and its sense of urgency just really picked at your curiosity. But now you wish you had just done what you've been told, and now there's no escape.
Thanks
You
for the time.
forcefully shut down
Thanks for
your
the tier 1
computer by
roomie.
pressing hard on the power button. And now everything seems to be back to normal. But then you realize that history paper you left open, it's due tomorrow, and you never got a chance to save. And now all of your hours of hard work is gone. You really are an idiot. You really shouldn't feel all that bad though, as you are not alone. The
I've never heard of this.
YouAreAnIdiot Trojan horse, also known by its official name, Offiz, infected as many as 100,000 computers.
And it all happened from a
was now making
website?
its way around the internet as a topic of heated discussion. A subject people immediately regretted becoming acquainted with, its presence just continued to grow. It wasn't long until people were claiming that their entire hard drives were being permanently erased and damaged beyond repair. What
Damn.
exactly was going on?
Imagine getting fucked by a
How did the
website called
story of
YouAreAnIdiot.org.
go from exhausting tech support threads within online forums into becoming an internet legend?
You think it still
answering
exists if I
this
go to it right now
question
if I get
is what
fucked?
makes this particular computer virus very interesting. The answer is, we don't know. This malware found itself infiltrating thousands of machines and consequently becoming a meme in the 2000s, yet nobody knows where it came from, who created it, or why. The origin of YouAreAnIdiot is one filled with mystique. At this point, it was just so long ago, and now little record survives.
No.
But with the information we do have, we can formulate theories and get a general idea
Jesus
of what most
Christ,
likely
Sonic.
happened. So where do
Thank you for
we
the
think
50 again,
You
Sonic
Are
Game. I hope
An
you're
Idiot
doing
came
well.
from? Well,
Thank you for the
properly
generosity
answering that
again, man.
question requires a bit of historical context. We need to go all the way back to the year 2002.
That was a good year. Buccaneers won the
The
Super Bowl
internet
that
is
year,
still
and I was a
in
big
its
sports
fledgling
fan.
phase, with the vestiges of the 90s, but it is growing at an alarming rate, as well as getting smarter and more sophisticated
Here's the Prime Maiden.
every day. This goes for both the technological aspects of the internet, as well as human behavior. The internet is becoming more because people are demanding more, for better and for worse. Not only was it improving on user convenience,
God, Newgrounds was
it
good.
was learning to solve problems users had been yearning to get fixed for years, as well as solving problems users didn't even know that they had. But this came at the expense of creating new problems, some of which were previously almost unheard of. malicious programs were becoming smarter and more difficult to combat, as malware developers were learning from their past mistakes, and YouAreAnIdiot was a symptom of that. But to really see how and why this was the case requires going into detail on how the virus rose to prominence and how it actually worked. The earliest form of the
No, I've never heard
program
of
showed
Darkwood.
up in early 2002, originally known by its more official name, Office, and it first appeared on a website. The website in question is debated, as secondary sources of the
Give
time
me the
either lack
truth.
information or just completely conflict with each other. Though what seems to be the most plausible theory is that it came from what I like to call an ooh la la website. This
Hey,
is
let's
a
go.
PG-rated
Oh.
YouTube video, but I'm sure you can fill in the blanks. But it makes perfect sense why you would want to put a malicious program here. It is a great place to quickly gain notoriety. I mean, adult websites have been around since forever, since the internet barely even existed. Naturally, this is the kind of website that is going to
There's a
attract
tier
a
1
lot of
Schmeedy
people.
in the Prime
People
Pulsar.
who, in the present moment, are desperate, are in a certain mood that makes them do stupid things
Not
they
really.
otherwise wouldn't do. Like click on a
Going to a
dangerous
porn
ad.
site doesn't turn you
This
into a
would be
fucght
what
idiot.
ultimately got people talking about it.
Or maybe it
But
does,
the
I don't know.
program wouldn't really start to take off
Everyone's
until
horniness
several
is
months
different.
later, when it is reposted on a new website, YouDon'tKnowWhoIam.org. This is the earliest confirmed record of YouAreAnIdiot's existence. Anything before that is speculation, but this we know for sure. And it's at this point where online forums start talking about it. But the aforementioned theory
It's been like
does
20 years
make
now. Whoever
sense in
made this should
tying
just
all
come
this together,
forward.
because at the
Say,
end of the day,
"Hey guys, I did
how
it."
did anyone even know that this weird long domain name existed in the first place? So what did the virus actually do? Well, it wasn't technically a virus at all. It didn't use your computer to replicate itself and spread to other ones. It was a Trojan horse, a program that pretends to look nice and innocent, but causes harm to your computer once you activate it. But of course, the vernacular for layman computer users is to call anything malicious a virus, so people just stuck with that.
No.
We mentioned that this virus was one of many components which formed from the early internet's ongoing evolution.
What was the first big
And that's
computer
because it took
worm
advantage
they
of
called
a
it?
relatively new technology
We watched the whole
that was
video on
only
it.
becoming more complex
What
by
was
the
it called?
year. This technology is called JavaScript. This wasn't just writing code.
Oh, I love you.
This
Yeah,
was
that was
the
the one.
closest thing you could get to making something that was alive. Something that could almost think for itself. With JavaScript, you were playing God on the internet. So
With
why not
JavaScript,
use
you
it
could
to
make
cause
RuneScape.
mayhem as well? But this virus didn't just take advantage of that. It also had another somewhat new and growing technology under its sleeve.
Thanks, resub
The
kid.
Flash Player. Combine these two forces and you are virtually unstoppable. Any user curious enough to click on the website's window would be greeted with the famous animation we've all grown to recognize.
Oh god, incoming ad.
Thanks to the JavaScript.
God, I am the idiot now. I don't know how anyone uses the internet without an ad block. I really don't. I really fucking don't.
Any further attempt to exit the page, whether it be by refreshing or clicking the X button, will spawn 6 more smaller windows displaying the same animation, all playing at once. You're not getting off that easy though. The script has programmed the windows to bounce around the page, so good luck exiting out. And even if you do get rid of one, 6 more will pop up once again. You now have 11 windows on your computer calling you an idiot, and your speakers are just getting louder. You try using some hotkeys to force calling you an idiot as well. Before you know it, the windows have
I would have
multiplied
absolutely
exponentially,
panicked if I fell
and
for
your
this back
computer's
in the day,
resources are
when I was a
being used
kid.
up. Your system is so slow you can barely even move the mouse anymore. You can't even open Task Manager, it's so slow. Now you have no choice but to take the last resort and shut down your computer through physically pushing the power button. Word was now really getting around about the program.
I don't know how I
whether
didn't
it be
ever hear
from
about
those
it.
trying to warn other users about it, or through dares and chain letters. Whatever you do, do not go on YouDon'tKnowWhoIam.org. Of course, who would listen to such a thing? Its notoriety led to multiple variants of the virus to be created, which of course led to rumors and conjecture. Many users claim that the program would even delete all the files from your computer and cause irreversible damage.
I imagine that wasn't
But
true,
it had
though.
quickly come out that these claims were false.
Yeah.
At least for the version of the virus directly from the website. But at the same time, they kind of weren't. The virus may not have gone in and deleted stuff itself, but its invasive existence often left users with no choice but to jump ship. The damage was indirect. Users were typically forced to shut down their computer.
Was there really no other way of stopping it?
Things would be back to
You
normal
just had to
after
force
that.
quit?
But if you left something open that you didn't save, you were out of luck.
Thanks, Risa
In some
Bernito.
cases, your file was permanently corrupt from an abrupt shutdown. That data was lost forever.
Damn, that's crazy.
And if you
That's
were
pretty powerful.
really unlucky, you could even end up with a version of the virus that was programmed to activate at startup. In
Oh.
that case, you were pretty much doomed. It all just depended on what version of the virus you got.
Wait, so
Where?
what do you do in that case?
Luckily, there were some.
Alright, hold on. Surely, I've seen a lot of people in chat mention that they fell for this. Did anyone get that version where on startup it also activates again? Because then at that point, how do you fix it? Like, boot into safe mode and, I don't know, pray for the best? Thanks to Prime Waffles in Tier 1 Marky Mark. Okay, so it is boot safe mode and then reg edit. Reinstalling operating system. Okay, there should be some other steps that you consider before just fucking nuking it. We have some real defeatists in here. Get rid of the computer and shit. Like, you just visited a website and now you're just being called an idiot. Surely there's a way around it. I don't think it was gonna brick your computer forever. Okay. I can't believe I never heard of this. I was perpetually online in the early 2000s. I even played like some of the weird obscure games from back in the day, like there was a whole underground community on a game called Tronmageddon. Might have been Tronmageddon. Fuck, I don't even remember now, but yeah, I was all over the internet. I'm shocked I never even heard of this.
Which prevented You Are an Idiot from becoming as devastating as it could have been. Depending on the hardware in your PC, you were a lot safer if you were running.
Oh, it might have been
Windows XP.
Armageddon.
You could just right-click and select
Thanks for your
Close
sub, Sean.
Group, or even Open Task Manager, and it would go away pretty quickly, just as long as you did this before the payload. Unfortunately, a lot of people running XP were not aware of this feature, and would just end up having their computer freeze on them, and then it would be too late. If you were running Windows 2000 or some 9X version of Windows, which a lot of people still were at the time, you were especially unlucky. You kind of just had to deal with the pain. XP was arguably the safest OS that you would want to get this Trojan on. This possibly could even be a reason for why the virus didn't infect that many people. By 2003, Windows XP had the
was so
majority
good.
OS market share, and was already statistically significant the year prior. A lot of people, and eventually most of them, were using the safe operating system. You Are an Idiot was nothing more than a practical joke to pull on your friends if you knew what you were doing, but any slight mishap had dire consequences. Despite its chaotic and resource-hogging presence, the You Are an Idiot virus was soon regarded as a rather humorous program and became somewhat respected in the online space. It was less of a malicious piece of software and more of a work of art that needed to be immortalized. In 2004, a new website was dedicated to the program, YouAreAnIdiot.org, created by Andrew Regner. It was a mirror version of You Don't Know Who I Am, which had now been bought out by another company.
Really?
This new site included a much safer
Why?
version of
Why
the
would you
program.
buy a
While still obnoxious
Vi-
and distracting
Trojan
and continue to fool people,
for a porn site?
did not use up
No one will ever go
nearly
back
as
to your
many
porn
system
site.
resources. It allowed the program to be preserved
Thanks,
as a
Resub
sort of
Kai.
internet artifact, and its influence would spread to YouTube in 2006, where it would soon become a joke for a whole other community. While we don't know who created it or the reason behind creating it, You Are an Idiot was part of the many growing pains of the internet. It showed that as the good parts of the internet get smarter, so do the bad. The internet was seemingly growing too fast, introducing new problems and new solutions too quickly. And based on the reactions of many people, that was a reason to be afraid.
There was
But when
nothing to fear on the
after effects of those
internet.
things
Just a
started to
bunch of
show up,
idiots.
it all turned out not
Cowards.
to be that bad. And rather than be afraid of this sudden constant change, instead we can not only continue to learn from it, but maybe sometimes even laugh about it. And now it is time to actually see the program in action.
Let's go!
I'm going to be
A
doing
time
something
capsule!
a little different this time. I will be demonstrating this malware twice on 2 different versions of Windows, Windows 2000
There's a tier 1
and
taint
Windows
tickler.
XP, just to really show how significant of a difference the OS can make on the level of severity that this virus can have.
You said
As
yourself
always,
it's a Trojan.
Please make sure you confidently know what you are doing before even attempting to run a program like this. Whether it's benign or not, you never know what can happen. Be safe. With that being said,
Oh my god. Incredible ad placement. That was fantastic. He hit me with the "You are an idiot." Here's an ad. Nice.
Would anyone else like to share about how they were unprotected?
I downloaded the software that leaked all my
let's get started. As you can see here, I am currently running Windows 2000.
Exhibits
Looking
Marinami.
at my clock, it is the night of New Year's Eve 2002. And now we are going to
What a
navigate
year.
the
What a year.
website containing the Trojan. Let's go ahead and open Internet Explorer.
Man, anyone remember
Now,
Internet
just
Explorer?
imagine hearing about you don't know who I am.
What a piece of shit.
Being told to go on it. You have no idea what it is, but your curiosity is taking over. Here we go. Let's surf the web.
Here I come.
Now here is the flash video, which plays on loop indefinitely. Just as the user realizes that the website is nothing special and they start to get a headache, they will go ahead and X out.
Uh-oh, shit.
That is way louder than I expected. Ouch. Okay. As
They
you can
thought of
see, It is
everything.
going to be quite difficult catching these windows to close them. And once you do, you are going to get 6 more. Look at that. The more I do this, the more these windows will grow exponentially.
Wow.
6 windows times 6 more windows, and so on. I'm currently pressing Alt F4, but it's not shutting down. It's just adding more of the windows.
This is pretty cool.
Wow. Look at that. Well, as you can see, I've gotten myself in kind of a predicament here. We've tried everything else, and it didn't close. Now we're going to do a forced program shutdown with Task Manager. I can't even open Task Manager. It's so stuck. Okay, we got Task Manager open. Let's go ahead and end all the processes.
Hopefully they thought of something for this. Oh, nice, they did. Destroys the computer.
Well, it's gone.
Kills the user.
And,
Destroys the computer.
well, it's gone.
Kills the user.
And the OS is hung. Can't click anything. Nothing. For a user, this would often be the point of no return. Now you're gonna have to shut the computer down physically. If you have any work open, let's hope you saved. As I mentioned, you were much better off in terms of saving your data if you were running this program on XP. Of course, your results may vary depending on your hardware, RAM allocation, how many processes you have running, and a million other things. There's no official data to confirm that
Things are
this is
prime.
the case, but based on
Nifty,
what I've
and
tested,
the
I
resub
really
Trizo.
do believe this is true. And you should always believe everything that I say because I know everything. Now
True.
let's go run this in XP. Same as before. Go to our website. Flash animation. Let's go ahead and generate more of these windows, like last time. Right-click, close group.
Well, that was easy. Oh,
That didn't work.
I forgot.
Okay. Still not working.
I would have absolutely fallen
Task
victim to
Manager.
this and just immediately panicked, shit my pants, and I don't know, probably would have gotten rid of the computer, given up on it.
There we go. As you can see, we didn't have to shut anything down.
Oh.
Windows XP 1, Windows 2000, 0. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video,
Windows XP was so
subscribe and hit the
fucking cool, man.
notification bell so
They also had really fun games. They had that, like, space pinball with that goofball in the spaceship. That guy was awesome. Yeah, Solitaire was alright too, but this pinball one I think was their best work. Thanks to the resub Death Dealer. Iranian Hulk, world's biggest